but the intention is not necessarily to find faults, but just to give a clearer view to the public at large. Because I think budget is one of those activities in which the government does from year to year, which is very critical in terms of at least the public at large should also get an understanding of what exactly is happening. So the first thing that strikes us is basically the capital expenditure. You understand, right? So when we talk about a budget, there is the receipts part of it, and there's also the spending part of it. So we're going to look at the spending part of it. And what strikes us most is basically when the Honorable CM himself says that, there has been a huge growth in terms of capital expenditure, in terms of spending and so on and so forth. We would like to also tell people that capital expenditure is basically divided into two parts. One is the capital outlay, which is actually asset creation for the state. And the other part is also a part in terms of loan repayments and so on and so forth. And we have seen a huge rise in terms of loan repayment over the past 6 years or so, 7 years or so. And I think it has touched to an amount which is probably something which is alarming in nature. But at the same time, in the budget speech, he had said that in 2025-26, the total spending in terms of capital expenditure for the state is in excess of 6,300 crores. Now, if you look at the 6,300 crores, what we keep on telling people is that while the spending has increased, and we give them full credit for that, we do not see that the spending is actually reaping the results in which the public at large benefits from it. Because in today's world, and in today's scenario, especially in the state of Meghalaya, we know that the unemployment rate is in excess of 6%, and especially urban unemployment is in excess of 12%. So, but if at all the government is spending so much money in terms of asset creation and so on and so forth, we don't see that the spending is actually going to as many people as possible. So when the government says that we are spending a lot and the spending has increased over a period of time, the question that we need to ask the government is, please look at where you are spending and how you're spending it also. Because if a large chunk in excess of 50% of whatever budget that you've created for the various departments is going to only very few people, which is a proven fact that we've noticed even in the PWD department in the past few years that has happened. So this is the kind of creation of wealth that probably is not trickling down to the large people, to the large populace at large. In the state itself, we don't see that the distribution of wealth or the distribution of opportunities is there. And that is a serious case of concern, which we would like to at least urge the government to look at it in a very serious way and not to just allocate work to only very few people, because then what will happen is that the public at large will definitely suffer even more in the years to come. Now, you will notice that in the past few years, so in 2025-2026, the government has said that they had spent around 2,000 crores in the health sector. And if you look back to 2020, it was only 1,142 crores. Yes, they have doubled the kind of spending. But then, when you look at the health sector in isolation from the other sectors at large, we also know that the health sector is one sector in which the price rise is very high. Even the cost of medicine that we consume from day-to-day basis for even small ailments that we have, the cost of medicine has skyrocketed in the past few years, which means that the inflationary rate in terms of health sector and health equipments and health products and so on and so forth has in fact not exactly the same inflation rate that you would normally get for the prices of vegetables or the prices of food and so on and so forth.